guys, we are live. What is going on? And happy Turtle Tuesdays, everybody.
Hey everybody, happy Turtle Tuesday.
I'm your host, Jason Sohail, and I am joined by news correspondent Mike, who is, our resident Ninja Turtle expert.
Thank you, sir. Always a pleasure to be here.
Always, always. If you guys have not catched our YouTube channel, we updated with quite a few videos for a while. Anna and I were happy to be doing videos again, so not just live streams anymore. But our most recent video is probably like our most popular, right now, which is the review of the Rise of the Ninja Turtles movie. If you guys want to know what we think about it, Mike and I we will go into it, um, but we do have a spoiler-free review of that you can watch definitely after you watch the stream, preferably. Uh, yeah. And then this week on the podcast, we are going to be releasing our episode where we are looking at Leonardo Lightens Up with special guest Sean from TMNT Nerds. So, or Ninja Turtle Nerds. I always forget what is their title, and they always correct me.
TMNT nerds.
Yeah, TMNT Nerds. There you go. That should be fun stuff. That's coming out on Thursday. Uh, Mike, you want to tell people what you guys dropped today?
So after you watch Jason's review of the movie, you can head on over to Ninja Turtle Power Hour and download our review of the Rise movie. Our review is very heavy on spoilers, though, so probably wait until after you watch the movie
Yeah, yeah. That's
if you want to go
definitely.
if you want to go in fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, I would actually recommend going in. See, basically, our review. The difference between our reviews is it's first it's me by myself. I go pretty vague. Um, Mike and everyone else, including their special guest Colin, which I'm actually kind of glad you guys got in there with him. I haven't spoken to him, but I've seen him post so much with Rise stuff. I was actually happy he got access to the movie as well. But
Yeah.
he'll go into a lot more detail than I do.
Yeah, our review is a full breakdown and discussion review because that's what we do on our show. We didn't. It wasn't really a way for us to do it non-spoilery, so we do let you know. Like if you accidentally downloaded the episode and you started listening to it, we let you know there's going to be heavy spoilers. We don't just jump into that.
Yeah.
But definitely, if you can, download the episode and then come back after you watch the movie on Friday.
Yeah, definitely. All right. You ready to get this week started, Mike?
I think so. Let's jump into it.
Let's jump into it because the first thing, actually, Mike and I we want to talk about is the Rise of the Ninja Turtles movie. We want to give our opinions because this is actually us talking about it. And so, Mike, what did you think of it?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It without going too spoilery. I was genuinely surprised at the tone of the movie. I think a lot of people are going to be very surprised at it. Um, I don't think it's hyperbolic to say it is the best animated movie out of the three. Um,
Yeah.
and I think for me personally, it is in my top three Turtles movies.
Is it this one is in your top three? I will say I really like this one a lot. I mean, if you watch our review, I get surprised because there there's like a curse word. I shouldn't say cursing, but there is a curse word, and I had to confirm with Mike. I was like, "What? Did I hear correctly?" And then also there was like blood, and I was not expecting either of the two. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. But then like I mean, but it's but it does go into like more what you expect of Rise. What I mean, for me, anything that Dontel says is like comedic gold, and so I was like, every line he had was like fantastic. It was still
oh yeah,
yeah, yeah, that
the
was still perfect.
the the satisfied joke. is is hilarious, and I
Yeah,
love it. Um,
yeah, yeah. I
you
actually
asked
I really like that.
when
I liked it when he like
when we talked about it. Oh, go ahead.
oh yeah no I because like he talked about like his rescue, and then at one point he talks about like Raphael's rescue, and it's just I love like his reactions, like oh what he how
Yeah.
how he does that.
You asked me a couple weeks ago when we watched the trailer,
Yeah.
how I would feel uh, after the movie, and I said I didn't know. Um, it. I think at this point, I think I'm mad at the movie because I want more Rise content now. um, it did leave. It is a satisfying ending to the Rise era, but I do want more now. And having talking to Andy and some of the other interviews that have come out, um, like they've kind of hinted at, they wanted to tackle Rat King, they wanted to do a couple other things. It's really kind of disappointing and sad that like we're probably not going to get any more rides after this.
Right, right.
Um,
Oh, I will say,
and
yeah.
yeah,
Go ahead. Go. No, no. You complete your thought, then I'll say mine.
the so I think like I said, it's a satisfying ending. I but I do wish it wasn't. Um, and I think it. I say it in our review too. Like it really shows how much them being forced to do an 11-minute episode really kind of hurt the show, because like the movie is what you wanted the show to be.
I will agree with you there. Like for me, I don't want a season three. After watching this movie, I still don't want a season three because,
Mm.
like going from like Battle Nexus to the finale to this movie, I don't think I like getting a season three would be a step back, to be honest, because when a network orders a season, they're gonna order like a fair amount of episodes, like and it's like so you're gonna have like the people like kind of be forced into like okay we need to put
Mm.
something in there to just kind of like uh, pass it along in that way. So instead, if we do get more Rise content, the Rise content that I want more like like 90-minute movies where like if we have a Rat King, make it like just this big bad like situation where it like it's not like oh hey the 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 Rat King needs to go and like is now like burying all the plants or something like that, like something like silly that like I think we've gone too far at this point now to get that, and so that's why I don't want a season three, just because
No, you're 100% right. Like it's a selfish want for me, um for to want more of this. Like it ends wonderfully.
yeah.
Like it ends like exactly where you would want it to. And like I said, it's more of a selfish want that I would want more.
Right.
Talking to them uh, in Andy's Discord literally today, he was doing a live stream. He had teased like like obviously they can't say are there any development deals in the work, and it all really depends on the viewership for the movie. But like the Loud House movie, like that got a sequel.
Yeah.
So like while we may not get another Ninja Turtle, like another season of the show, the door is always open for another Rise movie.
Yes, yes, yes. The door's always open
Um,
for another Rise movie. I'm curious. Do you know if the Loud House sequel is actually going to be on Netflix or is it going to be on Paramount Plus? This is just me like being curious. If you know the
that
answer.
I don't that I don't know. I don't like. I'm not part of the Loud House fandom, so
I'm not
that
either.
one's a.
My only experience with Loud House was when the first week that the Rise premiered, and
Hmm.
and because Rise was like paired with Loud House, and unfortunately, like the week that it premiered, that was also the week that
Yeah.
learn. So like that's actually why I have a connection to Rise, because I remember at 6 o'clock each night during his 2 weeks that he was like admitted to the hospital, like we would actually like watch that like together. Um, but uh, but yeah, that's my only like reference to like the Loud House. Like I didn't after watching those episodes, I wasn't like, oh my gosh, I want to watch more of this, and like
Mm-hmm.
but it was just my curiosity. I'm just so curious if like Paramount actually has plans to be like, oh yeah, we'll still put stuff out on Nickelodeon, or if they're just writing out like their contract until like it's finally over, then like all their stuff is taken out. Because like like I think our iCarly has like left Netflix again. Like it's just it keeps like oh it's back there, now it's gone, it's back, now it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have like the ridiculous things where they have like that's why there's only one season of Rise in there, because they have to put the that stuff or the their contract to put that in there, but they don't want to put it out there.
Which is like it's wild to me because like you you don't really need to see season two to get the movie. Like the movie is very standalone, and that's
Yeah.
probably one of my biggest criticisms is that like a lot of stuff from the show doesn't carry over, other than like a couple basic plot things. But
Yeah, there's some
like,
basic plot things. I was actually one of my pluses was that I felt that people who grew up with Ninja Turtles and that were not Rise fans can actually enjoy this movie, and they don't need that Rise knowledge to enjoy that movie. And
yeah,
yeah, but I did also say in my review that I don't think this is going to make people into Rise fans, because I don't
I
think
I disagree with you there.
you disagree.
I think this I think this will sway some people. I don't think this is going to convert everybody, but I think a lot of people who wrote off Rise for the way it looked or like it being too silly. Like, yeah, there are jokes in this movie, but like I said, the tone in this movie is very surprising. Like, think it's a lot of how the finale was, and I think some dudes will be genuinely surprised on it. I don't think it will. Like I said, I don't think it'll sway a bunch of people. But that's also something that I've been telling people too is that like it. Um, I lost my train of thought again. Hang on, got to get back on the station. Um, uh, damn, it's always hard doing these when I don't, I don't do notes. Like everything is off the top of my head. Um, oh God,
Uh,
what
yeah.
what did you say before I jumped in?
Oh yeah, because I was saying that I don't think I think people who weren't Rise fans will enjoy this movie, but I don't think this will sway them to become Rise fans. And like I said, like what I was trying to say
Oh,
is that like after they watch the
okay.
movie and then they try to go watch the show, they try to watch like a few episodes of the show. It is going to be like, oh no, this is not like the movie, and they'll like I think they'll like turn it off. Like
Okay, so
yeah,
yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. Like it, I've been telling people that like you don't really have to watch the show
right,
in order to understand the movie. Like you just need to know that the turtles have already beaten Shredder.
yeah.
They have mystic powers, and Leo just became leader. That's it.
Yeah. That's really all you need to know. All the stuff that the show like the quirks that the show did, they kind of like took that out. Like especially like Splinter. Splinter does not call the turtles by their colors. He actually calls them by their names. Like and nowhere in this movie they actually say Leo's the leader. It is kind of like, and I feel like they didn't put that in there just because for people who weren't like who didn't like actually who didn't actually watch Rise can actually go in there and not be confused of like why is um like why they're now pointing out that Leo's the leader, and like they it's almost like they kind of want to hide the fact like oh he's always been the leader, and it's just that
No, there,
because they
no,
didn't tell this.
there's a scene. There's that scene in there when him and Raph fight in Leo's room
Right,
where it,
right, but
like
Raph is
but that's really the only time that they bring up the fact that Raph was the leader, and because he like specifically says like when I was in charge.
uh
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
That's how I read this scene, but you're right. Yeah, he just says, I'm the oldest.
yeah. He just says
Yeah,
I'm the
you're right.
oldest.
You're right.
Yeah. So like, and that's the thing. And also like, I will say like in this one, like instead of them like like, oh, Raph's not the leader anymore. He does like he's not. It's he's still like now has this new role of like I'm the protective older brother, and they make it really clear that he is the oldest brother and he's the one that's being protective of the other three turtles because he is the oldest, and like that. But like nowhere in there they actually like do that whole like, oh, we shift from leader for no good reason.
Which is kind of where Raph ended up in the finale. Like, that was part of his whole thing with him being the leader. Like, that was where Raph ended up in the finale, where Raph was like, I'm the oldest. That's why I have to be leader.
Right.
Like, and so that and so he leaves the finale with that sense of like, I don't have to be the leader anymore. He still feels like he has to be protective because he's the biggest and the strongest.
Right.
But yeah, you're right. Like, he doesn't specifically call out that he's a leader. But yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, that's my biggest complaint, is that it as a Rise fan,
Yeah.
I wanted to see more built off of what was there, and there is, but not as much as I would want. And
Yeah.
like you pointed out, it's written in a way that like you can come into it and just kind of go, which is fine.
Right.
Like, I hope this does bring in more people. I kind of agree with you there. I think the problem with the movie too is that like it sets up such a good example that like, you're gonna go watch Bugbusters and be like, how did these guys turn into the movie?
Right.
And it's like they don't really do that until the end of the show.
Right, right, exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I mean, overall, but I will. Were you a Rise fan from like the first episode? Like, were you instantly hooked onto it, or did it take you a while?
Nope. Day one. I was in that live chat back in February before the movie, or before the show premiered.
Uh,
I was following every bit of news. The theme song I thought was perfect and just beautifully animated. Like, I've been on board with Rise the entire time. Like, it's funny because like I've been going back in like my memories on Facebook, and I'm like, I really did say all this nice stuff about Rise. Like, I really have been here the whole time.
I will say, because of if you guys like catch like my first review video when I was talking about like that sneak preview thing they did for like the whatever the sports Nickelodeon like sports thing, um, and like when I talked about the first episode, I wasn't a fan. I didn't become a fan until like around like episode 6 or 7. Like once I once I accepted the 11-minute episodes and like just the quirky style of it, like then I 100% became a fan, and like I was like, then that was like when I was like, okay, each week I gotta like uh see what's going on.
Mm. But
Uh,
yeah, I think bringing it back around, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. Uh, I really hope everybody watches it because Netflix's algorithm, if you watch it in the first 24 hours, that's how they base their metrics. So
right.
definitely do all that. Also, Saturday, August 6th, Colin, who was my guest host on the episode, is throwing a live stream, draw party. We're going to try and have some very special guests on there. I'm co hosting that. It's called Colin Con.
Oh, cool.
Uh,
I like that.
so we're gonna, yeah, it's really cool. He's gonna be doing prizes, and yeah, it's gonna be a live stream on Saturday the 6th. I think we're gonna be watching the movie and then doing a Q&A afterward.
Nice. Is it gonna be one of those like
But
everyone got to like watch on the movie on their end, or you actually are able to like stream it up?
I believe we are going to stream it, but don't quote me there.
Gotcha.
I think it's like a watch party kind of thing.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um, But yeah, head V Collinstein on Twitter.
Yep.
Um, he's got all the info. We've been retweeting it on our end too. So
Yeah, yeah, and I've actually been retweeting about it as well. You definitely check it out, and I'm actually gonna try to like catch as much as I can. I know weekends I'm always like busy because of the child and all that stuff. But definitely check that out. Yeah. But when the movie up after the movie premieres, hopefully you guys watch it and let us know what you guys think. And one last thing that Mike and I we can actually find like reveal like we've seen this movie for like a month now. So it's just
yeah,
I'm just so happy to be off this embargo. Like
is
we
because we had to. Oh, what was it? We had to do. Was it the trailer breakdown we were doing?
yeah, like when we talked about the trailer and like we both had to be like, yeah, we're here's the trailer, and then like we started like making like, oh, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? And like even though like
I was like,
we knew.
I I think yeah, because we were doing the trailer breakdown, and I think I told you like I just watched the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
movie.
yeah, 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 yeah. Mike just watched it. He watched it before we did the trailer breakdown. I saw it like the day after we did the trailer breakdown, and so like that's how long like we've seen this movie.
Yeah, it was really cool that like Netflix gave us the opportunity to watch it. So like huge thank you
Yeah,
to the team over there.
yeah, yeah. Thanks
You
Ryan's
know,
family for doing this. And I mean Anna loved it. Like she, she like after like being able to play Shredder's Revenge a week early, then like getting this um movie, like she was like, we're like Ninja Turtle VIP now. I was like, yeah, yeah, we kind of are.
yeah, like it feels really cool to be like one of the first people to get a review out. We recorded our review weeks ago. We just didn't drop it until today because we didn't want to mess up the podcast schedule.
Right.
But like, you know, it's really cool like the seeing who got to watch the movie and like seeing their reviews early, and it's like none of the usual turtle people.
Yeah, no, I saw like it was a lot of like there some people like I didn't even know like I'm like I didn't even know they were like Ninja Turtle fans, and I was kind of like, whoa, oh, who's this person? And there was a few new channels I totally like checked out and everything because like I saw that they had it, and I was like impressed, and like I was impressed on the people who actually had it, and I was surprised on the people who didn't have it.
Yeah, exactly. Like some of the people that DM'd me afterward and they're like, "How'd you get access to it?" And I'm like, "You didn't."
Yeah, yeah, I know, I know. I didn't have those people DM me. I had random people DM me, be like, "Hey, can I get
Yeah,
have
can I
some
get your log? Can I get your Netflix login?
yeah, 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 like something like that. Like I all the people who messaged me didn't think I actually watched it from that through Netflix. They thought like I had like some like camcorded access to this
Yeah,
those days like oh who man who did the gorilla shot in the movie theater.
yeah. Somebody asked me for like screenshots, and I'm like, my email is on is on
That's
the
the thing.
screen.
Yeah, yeah. If you're wondering why our review video, like we only have one new picture from the actual movie because of the way we cropped it. Um, but uh, like if you're wondering why like everything we have is from like the trailer is um because like literally the screener had our email like on plastered on there.
Yeah, like your email address gets watermarked on there, and it's like, I'm not I'm not recording this
Right, right, right.
at all.
Um, and of course, like they do that because just in case if someone does leak it, that way they know who the person who leaked it was.
Exactly.
Yeah. Moving on, let's talk about some merchandising news because that's what we like to talk about here a lot. And
I
the
mean,
first
Turtles is a toy franchise. Why not?
why not exactly? The first thing I want to talk about is this is from Heat Boys and Infinity Toys, and like they were the ones who were responsible for those um, for like those Ninja Turtle Gundam figures that They're still not released yet, but they look uh, but they're there. But we're talking about Heat Boys. They made it's basically this Leonardo transformer. Um, so it's this like basically it's Leo. He's in a turtle van. There's a small little Leo that you can put in the cockpit, and then you can transform it into a big mech Leonardo, which you open up the chest, and you can put the small Leonardo there.
Yeah, like it looks really cool. I've like, have you ever played with like a third party transformer,
Uh, Gosh,
like an unofficial, unlicensed one?
um, I mean, I know my son has a few, just because, like, um,
Well, okay, the like a collector grade one.
a collector. Okay, no, not a collector grade one.
Okay, so those I have like two or three. Like they're pretty pricey, um,
Yeah,
but they're
they're
but they're
actually
like
imports because
they're all imports, and so the Mecha Turtle line is like very specifically branded like Nick Asia,
yeah,
not like general Nickelodeon. So usually that means like the Chinese toy market only.
right,
But these are getting such attention. Like the Mecha, when we posted those Mecha like last year,
yeah,
um, like I was one of our first like huge posts that we had ever done,
right.
that just blew up. And so yeah, like it's really cool. And so it's kind of a bummer that they've only shown up in like a couple shows overseas.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but then now they've announced this new like transforming, like, you know, mecha turtle thing, which like scratches an itch because like how many people have been asking for like a transformer party wagon forever.
Oh, of course, of course. I mean, the best one we had was the one from Playmates, where I think it was Splinter. Like you can when you transform him, it's like you got his head in the van.
And see, like I never had that one, so it's like I think a lot of people missed out on that
Yeah, I still
because
have
like
my
you never see that toy.
yeah, I have my Shredder mutant module like right next to me. Actually, that's like one of my favorites. Growing up, but yeah, I never got the Splinter. I just knew about it. But yeah, I mean, this is like so exciting. I have to see what the price is, and I mean, as Mike was saying, this is like an Asian market. Uh, Figure. So it is like I am kind of curious what the pricing will be because that will determine like if I get it and if I'm able to get it at a show at a good price, I'll like definitely pick it up. But
I can definitely see this being at least $150
to be honest, I can see that too. Like
because I think they said it has die-cast metal in it too,
yes, yes, it's diecast. It is
which
diecast.
like yeah, like that's not cheap.
No, no, that's not cheap. I mean, to be honest, if it's 150, I'll pick that up. I mean, I've paid less for Megazords, or I paid more for Megazords, I should say. Because I'm a huge like Power Rangers fan, so like this is like in my wheelhouse. I still have like my Mickey Mouse like Megazord thing that I absolutely
We'll
love.
see. There we go. Oh, I always wanted that.
Oh man, gosh, I'm trying to remember how much I paid. I got it for a good price. I want to say I paid $80 for it. Like I want to say it was under 100 and I got it and I was so happy. I can't remember what convention I got it at, but like as soon as I saw it and I was like it came out before I was married, but then like when I saw it I was married and Anna like saw it and she was like, "No, honey, you buy that." Like, and I was like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "Yeah." No. She was like, "If you don't buy that, you're gonna like regret that you didn't buy that." And I was like, "You're right." So I went in and bought it, and like that's what's awesome having a spouse that encourages your hobby is that
Yeah,
yeah
I was there.
yeah
I love an enableist wife.
yes exactly I know you have that too. Like it's
Yep.
it's a good thing to have I feel bad whenever I see people like online and they post like, I want to buy this, but I gotta hide it from my wife. I'm like, well, your wife is not your parent. Like,
But on the same time, don't ever hide anything from your
yeah,
wife. That's just never gonna.
never hide anything. I'm gonna say this right now. Don't hide anything. That's what makes like both of our relationships so like perfect is because we like we don't have to hide these kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Once we get more details, we'll get into it. Like I'm pretty sure we'll probably see the the finished like Gundam models. I keep calling them Gundams. They have an official name, but I like to call them Gundams because they look like Gundams. Uh, I'm pretty sure that will be released first, but like these are like this transforming one. I think I'm more excited than that one. Just I think more because I'm more into that whole Transformers, Power Rangers kind of thing. So this is like more of my wheelhouse, and I love the fact that
Yeah,
there's like a pilot inside. I really like that. So I like this
just a fan
this
of a good looking. I'm just like a fan of a good looking mecha too. So like, I'm in on these.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It'll be it'll be horrible if all four of like all five of these, the four mecha and this like drop at the same time.
Oh my gosh, yeah. There's five. Don't forget, they showed Shredder
Oh,
too.
Shredder, that's right, yeah. So the five mecha end this
And
now.
yeah,
Jeez.
exactly. That would be insane. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Like I have a feeling it's gonna be like spaced out, like maybe like two at a time or something like that. Only just because of how grand this thing is, and also like how much of like the actual like uh models we're seeing right now because we're not seeing that too many of them like out all at once. So that's why I feel. But once we get more information, we'll definitely pass that on to you guys. And if there's way to once there's ways to buy it, we'll definitely let you guys know about that too. I'm sure they're gonna make sure. I'm sure, like especially since this is like officially licensed by Nickelodeon, there will be ways for American people to get this.
Oh yeah, like I have an import store that I get all my model kits and import toys from, and I literally like right after I posted it on our Facebook page, I sent it to them and I was like, I need these.
You know,
So
I might I might contact you and like I might put
I'll
you on
send you
blast.
I'll send you my guy. I'll send you my guy.
Sound Sounds good. So the next thing I want to talk about is a little controversial, which there's like a good reason. I usually we don't talk about like when NECA like releases stuff in stores, just only because it's so random and it's like because they don't like actually have like this set plan. Like when we do like when we talk about the pre-orders, that's easy to talk about because they actually do that. But like stuff that gets in stores, it's like so sporadic and you can never like count on it. But these two packs have been showing up in
So yeah,
stores.
they don't have street dates.
Right.
Like they have general release windows.
Right. They have general release windows, and yeah, the Secret of the Ooze Turtle two packs have now been showing up in stores. And the only reason, like I said, normally I wouldn't even like mention about this, but the only reason I'm talking about it is like because a lot of people are not happy about this, and the reason why, which is fair, is that NECA gave us this pre-order for the four pack, the exclusive four pack that's in the VHS package. And normally with a NECA pre-order, they've been coming out before the retail order. And I know a lot of people who pre-ordered those four packs, and they don't care about the packaging. Personally, I wanted the packaging because I have the one from the San Diego Comic Con set, so I
Mm,
wanted both VHSs like together. That's why I have like no desire to find these.
yeah.
But yeah, I will say people have the right to not be happy about this because not only because like that four pack was $150, and these two packs are $60 each, so you're saving $30 plus another 15 for shipping. for getting if you find it in stores. And
Mm.
a lot of people would pre-order those just so they can have it first. And now, like random mom at Walmart has a chance to get it before the people who are in the know to get it from NECA.
So I I will never tell anybody that they shouldn't feel a certain way.
No,
Like if something makes you mad, then that's your personal, that makes you mad.
right,
I do think there's a lot of miscommunication and a lot of misunderstanding with this,
right,
and just a general, I don't want to say lack of knowledge, but like just kind of a lack of, I mean, knowledge in how toy production works. And so again, like if you're mad that these are showing up before you get your other pack, like hear me out. And then if you're still mad, then you're still mad, and I get it.
right.
But like the they were two different production runs.
Uh-huh.
You know, the the 4 pack, that we ordered directly through NECA, like I ordered it too. The 4 pack was always going to be made to order after the pre-order window closed. Like they didn't even start production until a month or so after that pre-order window closed,
Right.
and we know that production takes 8 to 9 months,
Yeah.
and so they would be showing up after that. The ones that are showing up at Walmart were part of a different production run, and one that seems like it finished earlier. Like I can almost guarantee that the photos that we have seen of the turtles, like back when I think it was Pixel Dan who had the video with
Yeah.
Blaine.
Yeah.
Um,
Pixel Dan had that exclusive video with Blaine. That like whatever.
I can almost guarantee you, the figures in that video were from this production of the 2 packs,
Yeah.
and they just showed a mock up of the box, but like I don't think they ever showed them together.
No. No. I don't
Um,
think they showed them together either.
and so like the I get everybody's frustration. I get that people are mad that these are showing up because like you have that expectation of like, well, I ordered this. Why isn't it why is it showing up here first when they didn't pay for it? And it's like to NECA, you paid for it, you're getting something extra. Like you're getting the fancy presentation box. Like it it's hard to balance that with like, are you going to be the first ones to get it? Well, NECA never really promised you that you were going to be getting it
No,
first.
I want to note that too. Nega never really promised that we were going to get it. I mean, that we were going to get it first. Like people just assume that only because of like the target pre-orders. And I've always like told people like in it, there's like other people that they'll come and comment like, oh no, it always like comes first and everything. And I just said like, well, it's coming first now, but it doesn't mean that like they work on the target pre-orders, like the target orders, before they work on the consumer orders first. In that situation, and it just in this situation, it was probably like as Mike was saying, the production of like these were probably like faster and were done in a different timeline, and they didn't have to wait on this made to order system, and like they had it ready to go, and like what were they supposed to do? Just keep it in the warehouse and just like be like, okay, just sit there until everyone else get like their fancy packages first. I mean, um,
Yeah, exactly. Like most likely what happened is they finished the Walmart orders, and then while the factory still had the molds ready, they probably scheduled it like for all of these to be made afterward.
right, yeah,
So it it sucks to see it, and it sucks to feel the way that you do. But like, if you're upset that they're getting done first, like, your feelings are valid, but try to balance that with the context of you were never promised them first, and also they were from a different production run.
Right, right, exactly.
Robert in the chat, thank you for being here again, buddy.
Oh, yeah,
He says, with these new TMNT 2 turtles, are the heads swappable with the 1990 movie figures? Yes, they are, I believe Trevor had said, but they are different skin tones, so they won't look right. The figures themselves, like, a lot of people have been saying, like, oh, they're just the same things with different heads. It's like, no, like, I think it's like 80% new sculpt,
it's
80,
80%.
90% new sculpt.
Yeah. So this person that provided me the pictures, Ricky Steve, England. Like he's actually from Georgia. So this is like this is actually not near. This is like in Athens, Georgia. If you guys want to know, Athens and Atlanta, they're like 3 or 4 hours. No, about like 2 hours apart. We here in Atlanta, we don't consider Athens actually part of Georgia. But like this is like you gotta understand. There's Atlanta, and then there's Georgia, and like we're like Atlanta is not Georgia. We don't consider ourselves Georgia. Or like we don't consider ourselves like the same Georgia as like the rest of Georgia. So but he was the one who he's the one who provided the pictures, and he actually he actually provided us in our group the comparison shots. I didn't put them in there. I only asked him for this one. I told him like that was his stuff, and he put it in a private group, and I just didn't want to actually like put all of his stuff out there, like claim it as my own. But the comparisons is so different from each other. Like once you have them like together, they actually like when he posted them together, I was like, oh, yeah, there's like good differences between them. Like Leonardo's belt, oh, like the first movie's higher, the second movie's lower. Like Mikey actually has place to hold his nunchucks. I don't know why NECA hates giving Michelangelo like back loops on his belts. I like it's something that drives me crazy. Like I don't
Well,
know.
to be fair, in Secret of the Use, that's why they they moved them there in the movie.
Yeah, but like in the first movie, he had it in the back of the shell, in the back of the shell.
That's true, he did.
Yeah,
I like tucking them in on the side though. That's a me thing.
you like putting him on the side? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I think that's a better spot for him.
I like it in the back of the shell. That because that's where it belongs. Like I don't know. That's just me. It drives me crazy that NECA is like
But I like Raph putting his sigh on the back of his shell too.
oh you do
I hate it in the front.
you
Yeah.
hate it in front, yeah. But yeah, like but yeah, there's like there's clear differences, like especially with the skin tones, and also he said he didn't like post any videos, but he said the articulation is much better on these than than the first movie Turtles. Like they improved the
Oh,
articulation.
good.
Yeah, he said they really improved the articulation. So he definitely said these are like worth the price. And but yeah, there's a difference. As for, I mean, I'm gonna guess that the heads are compatible with the first set. I don't imagine. I can't imagine them like actually making like a new ball joint for
No,
the
they said no. They said they were
they
they
were
were
okay.
compatible. It's just,
Okay.
yeah. Um, they just won't look right.
Right. It's not gonna look right. Exactly. Yeah. But I'm excited for these. I mean, me personally, I mean, only because I have I have like a bin full of figures I still haven't had open yet. I still don't know where I'm displaying these Secret of the Ooze figures yet because of my my channel 3 diorama from San Diego, like whatever year that came from, is already full of like movie figures that I have no idea where I'm gonna put these guys at. So that's why, and like I really want that VHS. Like when they announced that VHS set, like just because I have the other VHS set, I want it. I want those two together. So to me, it's not a big deal for me that like these are in stores, even if I haven't seen them in stores personally, but even if I see them in stores, I'm not going to be like, oh my gosh, let me go get them now and be mad that I can't cancel my NECA pre-order. But I will say for people who are upset that like yes, like NECA pre-orders are final, and it is like kind of like I know for people like I said, I know a lot of people who don't care about the packaging, and they wanted it just so they can guarantee because of like the mess that like the trying to get a NECA figure from
Yeah.
Walmart. Because I know a lot of people, including myself, have not found the Secret of Ooze shredder. I just didn't even bother to look any. To be honest, I'm like, if I find it, I find it. If I don't, I mean, I'm sure
Oh
one
yeah.
day. Yeah.
My Walmarts have never had any Turtles figures. They're like my Walmart is one of those collector sections where it's just Funko Pops,
Oh gosh.
and then like there were a couple NECA there,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden the whole section was gone. So it's like I don't even have the option anymore.
Yeah.
And there's not very many WalMarts in Southern California. They're very spread out.
Right.
Uh, and so it's like I'm not, and even then it's like all the Walmart. There's a local toy show around here that is open every weekend, um, every Wednesday and Saturday, Sunday, and it's like if I don't get there when it's there, those guys like those vendors are gonna buy it, and I'll just have to go pay that extra price over there.
Right.
So I just don't do it.
Right. No.
Like
No. I definitely agree with you there. Yeah. I mean,
like I thankfully got my shredder from GameStop.
oh, nice.
My the original when they were single packed.
Right.
So I got my shredder there.
Uh huh.
I got the VHS, the San Diego VHS for the first one,
Yeah.
and then I got the Casey and Raph pack from a friend of mine
Right.
who I trade figures with.
Nice. Nice.
Um, and so like and Token Razar originally I got um, from him too.
Uh huh.
And so like I don't have the Super Shredder, any of the Super Shredders. Never found them.
I, um, we might have to talk afterwards if you're still looking for them. um,
Okay, yeah, yeah, we'll do some business after.
yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm just fortunate. I have a Walmart that's near our house that they recently moved the NECA section, and
Mm.
that that NECA section is in like the weirdest spot that like no one finds it. So like I'm always like, if I ever like, I'm like if Secret Ooze Shredder ever shows up, I know it's gonna be there. I know it's gonna be in that corner, like where like just because it no one no one goes to look for figures over there. They put it in a bad section, and I'm thankful they put it in a bad section, because it makes it much easier for me to find figures now. Uh, but I mean, as Mike and I said, like I mean, you have the right to be mad. I mean, but understand like how toy production works. Mike said it so perfect. How like how these made it into Walmart before the VHS sets came to us. I mean, honestly, if it's that big of a deal for you and you find the figures, I mean, I'm pretty sure some like better business deal or like card chargeback or something like that. I mean, there's some way for you to fight it, like or something, but really shouldn't be that big of a deal. And to be honest, like I mean, for me, it's not that big of a deal because I want that VHS. Like I don't mind spending extra $30 for like that VHS thing so I can pair it with my other one. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw some people that were like, uh, God, what were they saying? It was there was a guy like in some of the Facebook groups today who was like, oh, like there is a way you can do it. Like just get the BBB involved, and it's like you don't like why would you go through all this hassle? And then it's like also if you're going through the trouble to kind of screw NECA over,
Right.
because again, like these were made to order, and you're canceling your order that you committed to,
Right.
like just because you want it first,
Right. Right. Exactly.
like you know NECA has the right and often does ban you from ever buying anything directly from them again.
Yes, it's very true. Like, if you want to go that route, if you want like your justice, you want to do that, just be aware you might like lose out on all that thing. I mean, to be, I mean, to be frank about it, like, if you see these in stores and you want this, I don't think you're gonna have any troubles reselling your big VHS copy. Or if you want that big VHS copy and you want to get these, but you really need to have it first. I mean, it by the time like we probably get the VHS copy, like a set, it like honestly, I think it's gonna be outside the 90-day window because it's supposed to be coming to us in 2023. But I'm pretty sure you can go on eBay, probably even like make a little profit. I mean, if that's your deal. I mean, but like if you really want these figures now, you can go buy these figures now. There's nothing stopping you from buying these figures now. And and like I'm sure there will be other people who will like buy your excess stock. Like I don't think you're gonna have any problem finding that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah. So, and like I said, you have the right to be mad, but we're gonna go move on to the last thing, and this is actually, I'm actually really excited for this. And like I said, I told Mike before the show, I think I'm the only one who's excited about this, and that is um, Diamond Select Toys are bringing back Ninja Turtle Mini Mates, and I think the last time we had the Ninja Turtle Mini Mates was the 2012 line. I don't think we ever got it for the classic series.
We never did. I believe they only ever did Mirage
Right.
and 2012.
Yes. I forgot they did Mirage because I have a few Mirage ones too. And of course, like unfortunately, like most of mine came from a store that was closing down, so I got all of them for like I don't know, dirt cheap. Like I want to say like $1 each or something like that. They all came from blind bags. I gotta find like where they are and see which ones I got. They're fun. I liked it. But there's one big reason why I am excited for these mini mates, and I mean, and that really is the package. The package is like fantastic. I mean, like so if you're watching this on YouTube, it's gonna be coming in a VHS cover kind of thing, like just like the what we just talked about with NECA, and like the X Men, the Hasbro re-releases. I'm a sucker for these, and what I love about this cover, it is like they made it the exact like replica, except with like their mini mate design of the VHS tape. The shredder is splintered.
I you're not the only one that loves this. Like I adore this. And what I really like about it too is like the turtles are it's very classic inspired, like 87 inspired, obviously,
Right.
but like the mini mates themselves are based off the Playmates action figures.
Yes. I want to go with that because like the colors are actually like the action figure colors. I love that a lot. And
Yeah,
like
like the mouth shapes, like the sad eyes Leo, like it's all there.
it is all there. And what's actually really cool is like you have the VHS slipcover, and unlike unlike both NECA and Hasbro, they didn't do this. But when you take it out, you actually have like the inner box is actually a VHS. Like they actually designed it to look like a VHS, and then when you on the back of it is actually the where the turtles are packed in. And like I mean, it just really has like that nostalgia in there. And like normally, I kind of get mad at the when the Nickelodeon logo is so big, but I don't know. I think this one because it's on the VHS, I don't mind it so much.
I think it adds to it. Like it feels like it belongs.
Right.
Um,
I agree. It does feel like it belongs.
I'm in love with this set. Like I haven't bought a mini mate in uh since Iron Man 3, I think was the last one
I the
I bought because I
last
bought a couple of those.
the last mini mate I owned. because they had Mickey in the Organization 13 outfit, and that's always like been my favorite outfit that he wears in the game. But that was like that was at least 3 or 4 years ago because unfortunately Diamond Select has lost their Kingdom Hearts license. Uh,
It's a bummer because like they were the toy line had potential,
yeah, yeah, no,
in my opinion.
yeah, yeah, no, it did, it really did. Things I want to talk about that's actually in the set. So of course we have the four turtles. There are two throwing stars. I'm surprised not four. There are four baby turtles. Uh, there's a there's a mutagen, there's a mouser, and then of course we have like the turtle's signature weapon. However, this is the what throws me off the most. There's only two bases. Like uh there's a sewer grate base, and then there's a
Yeah,
mutagen
there's
base,
a manhole cover. Yeah,
but that's it. From their listing, they don't actually have there's four turtles, but there's only two bases, which I don't know. That to me that's very weird. Um, I don't know why they decided to do that. I don't know why like they decide, hey, make two sewer grates and two mutagen bases, um, but that's the way they did it. It's just such a glaring omission to me, to be honest.
yeah, that's kind of wild.
Right. Um, so these are uh, exclusive. Was it previews exclusive? Uh, you can pre-order them on Big Bag Toy Store right now, and I don't think there's one for Entertainment Earth. The price is going for 25 nine or 20. I'm sorry, 29.99, and it's estimated for
Which isn't bad
no no
for mini mates.
no for previews.
Previews exclusive also means that you can get it at your local comic book store.
Yeah, yes. Preview exclusive means you can get it at your local comic book store, and also sometimes it shows up on GameStop as well. Definitely support your comic book store. Like order through them. I think that's the best way to do it. Uh, and uh, like like I said, it also comes up on Entertainment Earth, but for some reason there's no listing for it yet. But I imagine like maybe later there will be. But yeah, if you can't order from your local comic book store, definitely order from your local comic book store. And I say this as us at Turtle Recall, we do get a commission if you click on our links to pre-order.
Uh, there's that too.
Was it?
I said there is that too. Sorry,
Yeah, there's that too. But
I forgot you got those fancy affiliate links.
yeah. We got the fancy affiliate links. That that's what pays for our microphones and stuff. um, and yeah, that's pretty much all that we have for this week. Some exciting stuff. Be sure to watch the Rise of the Ninja Turtles movie this Friday. And then, before you watch the Rise of the Ninja Turtles movie, be sure to listen to the audio podcast uh, of Turtle Recall, where we talk about Leonardo Lightens Up. And after you watch the Ninja Turtles movie, then check out Ninja Turtle Power Hour to hear what they feel about the movie with all their spoilers and all that and their
Yeah.
breakdown. Yeah, yeah. And so that's everything that we have. Is there anything you want to add here, Mike?
Nope. Check out Colin Con on Saturday, August 6th.
Yes, thank you.
Um,
Yeah, check out Colin Con. I'm gonna
I
add that to the description. I need to add that.
forget I forget the actual time that's going to be, but well, Jason, yeah, you'll put a link to Colin's
Yeah, yeah,
post on it.
yeah. I'm gonna put a link to Colin's thing, both on our audio and our YouTube thing. So I'll put a link there. there. Be sure to check out Con, and like especially do you know? Can you reveal any of your guests, or is it still like up in the air?
It is. I think it is still up in the air. Colin has not sent me the final list yet.
Okay, yeah, but there's gonna be some exciting guests in there. But yeah, thanks everyone who joined us, and thanks Robert for contributing in the chat. If anyone else contributed in chat, I thank you. I don't know because I for some reason my chat didn't load. So I'll
Nope. Looks like we got a bot in the chat.
we got a bot. Are we that popular now? Ah, yes.
Uh, it's our old friend Naked HD.